I'm taking the strap. I'm strapped up.
What's happening? What was that about?
Let's make the fight happen. We strapped the fuck up.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to episode 206 of the SZN Podcast. I'm your boy Kam.
I'm your boy Flowz.
And you know the drill by now, guys. Before we kick off the episode, please head over to our Instagram page, SZN Podcast, or Twitter page, SZN Pod. There's a link in the bio on both of those pages there, which will take you to where we situated at streaming-wise. So if you like the audio, then we've got the Apple Podcast link, the Spotify link, you know, the usual suspects. And then if you prefer video, we have the YouTube channel link there as well. And we tend to post the videos 1 or 2 days after the audio drops, which, as you guys know, every Tuesday. So make sure you do that for us, guys. Much appreciated. Flowz, good to see you, mate. I'm very excited for this episode here. I feel like we've got a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
I don't even want to stand in ceremony here, Flowz. You know, I want to get straight into it because I got some, we've had a few days to marinate, obviously, what happened on the weekend. And last week, Flowz, yes, we're going to start with Joe Joyce Chisora. We have to. I got called harsh last week, right, Flowz? When I said a statement about, for me, if Joe Joyce loses to Del Boy Chisora, War Chisora these days, he should retire. Some people called me harsh. And if you make blah, 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 come, you're being deep, you acting like he's washed, he's cooked, blah, blah. I never said that. I never said Joe Joyce was washed or cooked. But I did say, if you lose to this version of Del Boy Chisora, let's remind listeners, a Chisora that is nearly at 50 fights, 13 losses. How old is he? He's 41, I think he is. He's in his 40s. Yep. So if you're losing to this version of Chisora, not a young, sprightly Chisora, an old, Chisora that we know doesn't have an engine, doesn't necessarily have the power that you're meant to have, doesn't have the size or the IQ or all that kind of stuff that, all the attributes that you see are meant to be in my man's favor, Joe Joyce. Chisora doesn't have these. So I said, plain and simple, Flowz, for me, he has to hang them up. If he loses to double Chisora, there's no other, I'm not trying to hear anything else. You cannot call yourself a contender, or you cannot claim to be a contender and, calling out these other guys if you're losing to this version of Chisora in 2024, Flowz. 2024. I'm watching this fight now, Flowz, and it's safe to say, Flowz, I am not impressed with what I'm seeing from Joe Joyce. Where you expect him to look, okay, he had 2 tough losses. Well, I say tough losses. He lost to Zhilei Zhang. Both times got his ass knocked out. Cool. You can say, you know what? Tough guy. Zhilei Zhang, big puncher. Maybe a guy like Zhang has his number. Maybe. He's then gone comeback fight against Cash Ali. He wasn't the most impressive. He won the fight, but he wasn't very impressive, right, Flowz? I think we can safely say he wasn't very impressive against Cash Ali. So I said to myself, okay, cool. You've kind of got the ring rust out, or the rust out of the Cash Ali fight. Go and make a statement now against Chisora. Get him out of there in about 5-6 rounds. Chisora, you've got the engine, you've got the size. Walk through him, all that you want to do. But Flowz, I'm seeing, obviously, the same old Joe Joyce. We know a leopard can't change his spots, Flowz. He will always be the same. And I'm seeing him go and have competitive rounds with Chisora. And I mean, Chisora is catching him, outboxing him in portions, looking like the better fighter, catching him with all the big shots. I'm thinking to myself, nah, this is poor. In fact, I might even have to revive, even if he wins this fight. The fact that he's looking is competitive, Flowz, to me is grounds for me to call for his retirement. But you know what? Let's see how it unfolds. And Chisora, Flowz, we've said this before, this is probably testament to his age and his experience. He's a very wily competitor in there. Chisora is really a 6-round fighter these days, to be honest, Flowz. In terms of, after 6 rounds, he's breathing heavy, he's struggling with the engine. But one thing Chisora is very good at doing, I think it's the best I've ever seen, Flowz, when it comes to surviving, when his back's up against the wall, elite. What? Flowz, elite. Chisora is the best survivor I've ever seen in my life. Flowz, I swear. Because there'll be times when I'm thinking he's in trouble. He's breathing heavy, fatigue. He'll go to the ropes, lead off the ropes, slip the punches, and be out of there somehow and survive. And he kept doing that, Flowz. Whilst, as Joe Joyce is plodding forward, doing his pot forward, Chisora is timing him, landing that big overhand right, the leaping overhand shot, and catch him as Chisora is opening up, as Joyce is opening up. So, to me, Flowz, it's not looking good. Chisora is actually landing the bigger, harder shots. And he's worth, he's making it competitive in there. And that shouldn't be the case. And you know what I think about, Joe Joyce and his granite chin, Flowz. And I've said for so long, look, to me, the fact that you rely on this chin of yours as defense, that's your first form of defense. I can never rate that, Flowz, in a boxer. I can never, ever rate that. You're getting rated because you have a good chin. What rubbish is that, Flowz? The chin should be the last resort, really and truly, Flowz. But Mr. Joyce has always relied on his chin. He let him down against Zhang, and we said granite will eventually crumble. Stone crumbles. Stone breaks down. And now we can see that I think it's safe to say, Flowz, that I don't want to hear Joe Joyce and Granite Chin mentioned in the same sentence ever again. Because in the 9th round, Chisora has timed him and dropped him. He's walking forward. He's walked onto something mean. Big overhand shot. Boom. Chisora has dropped him. And Chisora, I'm not going to say he's pillow fisted. He's definitely not pillow fisted. But he's definitely not the punch of the caliber of Zhilei Zhang, as we can agree to say that. So, Flowz, this is actually an almighty stinker from Jojo. This is an almighty mare. Absolutely, no, Flowz, this is an awful stinker because he's gone life and death for Chisora. He's lost the fight and he's been dropped. Yeah. Mr. Joyce, it's time. It's time.
Boy,
I think it's time to finish. Yeah, man. I'm sorry.
I'll let you get off your chest, bro.
Yeah, man. Do your thing.
Oh, man. That's funny. Look, I said I would laugh watching this fight, and I knew I knew what I was in for. Look, there's a few things you said there. And I want to start with you, Mr. Joyce. I want to start with you. Because from time we've been saying this whole style of plodding forward and getting caught at will and somehow taking it can only get you so far. And look, let me say me, I've been guilty of rooting against Joyce repeatedly because of this, because of this style that he has. He plods forward and gets pieced up way too often. We saw Takam cracking him. Carlos Takam. Joe Parker.
The Romanian, Hammer. Was it Hammer?
Hammer was cracking him.
Yeah, man.
Dubois cracking him.
Cracking him. At will.
Joseph Parker was cracking the life out of cracking him. Cracking him. And he just kept plodding forward. And look, you can only take so many cracks because the best chins are the ones that don't get hit. That's the old adage. The best chins don't get hit.
Thanks.
All this talk about, granite chin, yeah. If you keep getting hit by big punches, that chin's gonna crumble. And I think now his chin's shot to pieces.
Shot to pieces.
They're shot to pieces now because we've seen him touch the canvas how many times now? Zhang dropped him twice.
I think maybe 4 times now.
Yeah.
Is it 4 times? 4 times, I think, in total. And
now Chisora has dropped you. You should be beating Del Chisora. This is the type of fight that typically, especially a Chisora at this level, the one thing that we do give you credit for is your engine, that you come on strong, that you don't fade, that while you take the shots, your opponent's the one who typically fades. There's no one fades more than Chisora.
Apart from Zhilei Zhang. Yeah.
And to be fair, let me give Chisora credit. Like you say, he's a master survivor, and he does it on purpose. He's a master at it. I don't even want to say surviving because it's his game plan. It's his style that I'm knackered here, so this is exactly what I'm going to go right back to that corner, lean back, and just
roll the
Overhand
punches
rights.
and just and roll with it. That's it.
He's gonna knock the headlights in the ceiling with these overhand rights. He's gonna swing. He's launching these.
That Raphael Sweet, the one that killed you.
From the stratosphere. He sent one of the most telegraphed overhand right hand shots, and it catches Joe Joyce clean as he walks into it. And look, it's I don't want to be too harsh on Joyce because Chisora's he had this career renaissance. While he does fade, he doesn't seem to be getting stopped. He seems to be going the distance in all these fights. But yeah, losing to Chisora is damning, man. It's damning because this if you have title aspirations, especially, you can't be losing to Derek Chisora. I'm sorry.
Bro, there's no other excuse or there's no way to cut and dice it, Flowz. It's embarrassing. You can't lose to Chisora. You can't. And in terms of if you want to be Flowz. Before Zhang fight, he was He was in position to fight the winner of Usyk and whatever. He was in pole position to be the next one up. So it's gone horribly wrong for him. The Zhang fight's killed him, to be honest, Flowz. The Zhang fight has killed this man. But yeah, man, when the weakness is so glaring, look, we said, Flowz, you can't play boxing forever. And you always get found out. Deontay Wilder got found out eventually. He stopped being protected and they put him against someone that actually was good. And look what's happened to him since then. You actually get, in boxing, I can't think of anyone that got away with it, Flowz. In this game, you don't get away with things. You actually don't get away with it. So that style, yes, we know his strengths. And his strengths are, as you said, Flowz, the engine is insane. He's huge. He's strong. Keeps coming forward. And he keeps relentless pressure as well for a heavyweight. He throws a lot of punches. But when you're so easy, Flowz, it's actually a joke how easy it is to hit. And he's so slow. This fight was sloppy as well. The hand speed from both of these guys. It's not like Flowz. It's not even like Chisora is a fast puncher. Chisora's got slow hands as well.
He's throwing big shots the whole fight.
But Flowz, he couldn't miss.
Yeah.
That is so worrying, man. That is so worrying.
This is why when he beat Joseph Parker and people were saying Joyce beats AJ, I was like, look, listen. I was like, listen, even a gun-shy AJ is going to land at will on this guy.
And yeah.
He's going to land at will. And if all he can rely on is that chin holding up. And if that chin don't hold up, he's finished.
What else is he going to do?
Because he's going to get caught. And while we've seen it survive, I remember I called for it. I said, you know what? All you people say, I was like, AJ, fight Joyce and see what happens. I was like, I want to see AJ Joyce next because my money's on AJ.
Yeah.
To plod forward, taking shots. And that's not going to...
It's crazy. It's crazy.
That's not going to work.
How can your chin be your first form of defense? That is, Flowz, deep how mad that is. In boxing.
Yeah.
And Flowz, he's never changed from there.
Yeah.
Against Zhang, he changed for 30 seconds. And then he reverted to type after 30 seconds. Like, it's just showing, man, it's poor. There
were some things he could have done more. But he's just the way he throws punches, I've never liked his style. I don't like the way he throws
You've jumped from there, the way it's awkward, the way he throws his punches.
The way he throws his punches.
They don't look powerful either, do they? There's no talk behind it. Obviously, he's a huge man, so it's going to be powerful, but he doesn't throw with talk. He sort of like raises his hands into it, kind of. Yeah.
Now they just throws punches from his elbows.
Yeah.
And his jab, which has been better in the past, we didn't really see it, but because it's so slow.
It's gone.
It's
the jab.
Yeah.
Maybe that's just Dubois. Maybe that's just Dubois being Dubois. But the jab that we praised him for against Dubois, Flowz, since then it hasn't been as good. Maybe Dubois made it look really good. But I was saying to people before this fight that, like, look, all this granite chin stuff, how many punches has this guy actually been in with? We said it before, Flowz, in this pod. It's only Zhang and Dubois. I guess you can, Dubois a puncher. I'll give Dubois a punch. That's it, Flowz. Look at his resume, Flowz. He hasn't been with actual hitters. Takam, Hammer, Parker, who else? Cash Ali, who else? Who else was cracking on him? One other guy. Severn. Like, he hasn't actually been in there with hitters, Flowz.
Yeah, he hasn't been with any punches. Really
So
and truly.
his chin has actually never been tested. It's too tough, Flowz. Too tough.
Yeah, not by the biggest punches anyway.
Not by the big punches.
Yeah.
But now, I'm not going to say, I don't think Chisora, to be fair, Chisora is a big puncher. I don't think he's a huge puncher, though. But to be fair, Usyk recently said that Chisora was the hardest hit he's faced. So maybe Chisora can crack. I'm not going to say he can't crack, but I don't think he can crack on the level of a Dubois or Zhang. But now Chisora is dropping you. Flowz, like I said, Flowz, this is an almighty stinker for Joe Joyce. It's one of the worst stinkers I've seen. Yeah. And to be fair, the fight was competitive. Obviously, the scorecards, one of them was wide. The 96-92 was probably a bit too wide. I think it was a bit closer than that. But I had Chisora winning, well valued for the win. And when you're knocking the guy down, man, come on, man. I can't believe I laughed, when he dropped him. I laughed.
You know what? I'll be real. Watching it, I could have given it to Joyce.
Yeah, yeah.
I could have.
Yeah, I agree, Flowz. I agree.
The principle is the win. Because
the optics and the story of the fight.
Yeah. Look, he outlanded Chisora.
Yep.
He threw more punches. Well. He mashed up his face. What Chisora was doing once again that we have to give him credit for. He wasn't just surviving; he was stealing rounds, really and truly.
Yes,
which is what he does. He's an expert at that.
Elite stealer of the rounds.
He was stealing rounds. He would take punishment. And you know what? I'm not even going to give too much credit to Chisora because once again, it's Joyce just eating punches. Yeah. You know exactly what Chisora's going to do. Rather than staying long, use a jab. He's there. Last minute of the round, last 30 seconds, landing bombs on you.
Overhead.
3, 4, 5 overhands in a row he's landing on you. So all the good work, not even good work, all the punches you've been landing on him for the whole round, he's landing the bigger, telling shots at the end of the round.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And as we said, Flowz, whereas Joyce's punches don't look somehow, they look a bit, just a bit tippy-tappy in a way. They're not bobbing my mind. Chisora has landed the power shots that look telling and are bobbing Joyce's head back. So, yeah, man, elite stealing the rounds for him. That's what he did. He stole rounds, and it worked.
Another thing I always give Chisora credit for, he takes punches well. The way he takes punches, it doesn't look like he rides them well. Like he doesn't look like he's
close. He's a really good. I've said this before. He's very good. He's very good at rolling the punches. Very good.
Even when he's hurt from a shot. He takes it well enough that you can't really tell.
If you watch his hand placement as well, it's really well done, very well educated, so that he's very good at taking the steam off shots a lot. He uses the ropes a lot for leverage as well, but he's very good at taking the steam off shots so that it doesn't always land fully flush. And obviously that takes a lot of the steam out, and that's why he's, like I said, the best survivor I've seen, if you will call it surviving. But yeah, man.
He doesn't flinch too much when he takes the shots. Like going back to the Dillian Whyte fights, where Dillian Whyte would take a shot and he flinch and well, Chisora just takes the shot, take a step back, and keeps moving, or it doesn't look like.
Folks, he's a wily veteran. Like if you want the definition of a wily veteran in boxing, Chisora is probably the best example you can find. But I don't care. Joe shouldn't be losing to a wily veteran. Yeah, you're younger, you're bigger, you're fresher. You're someone that, has a lot better amateur background, pedigree. You're meant to have a higher IQ. All the tools are in Joe Joyce's favor. This is a washed-up Del Boy. I'm still saying I'm still calling for Del Boy's retirement. He's not going to retire now, though. He said he's going to get to 50 by force, and he will. He will get to 50. And, he will do he probably won't get stopped. He will do what he normally does. But there's no way in hell that you should be losing to Del Boy Chisora in 2024, Mr. Joe Joyce. And that is why, Flowz, I will say it again, he needs to retire. It's done. It's done. Because what's next for him, Flowz? He can fight the Young Bucks now. The Wardleys and that. They're probably calling him out. He said he wants to continue, but I have no interest in seeing him in the ring either, Flowz. I have no interest, to be honest. Yeah, man. It's to me, it's done. It's done, man. Flowz. This is like I said, almighty stinker of a performance and the result for him. And the fact that he got dropped as well tops it all off.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Look,
man.
He's got some good wins under his belt. He beat Joseph Parker. He beat Dubois. The Joseph Parker one was very impressive. Impressive
That was
the way he stopped him.
Yeah, because Parker's hard to stop. Yeah.
But watching that fight, he was getting pieced up.
Badly.
He was getting pieced up. And I think that's what elevated his chin to a new level. And maybe that's the fight that done a lot of damage to his chin. Maybe. Because he was... Parker's not a huge puncher.
So much so... Flowz, I even said I felt really sorry for Parker that fight because he did everything right. He actually did everything right. He boxed, battered him, but this guy just wouldn't be moved. He threw the kitchen sink at him, and it just didn't work. And the one time Joyce had him in trouble, Parker was out. So I actually felt super sorry for Joe Parker on that one. But remember, we both predicted Parker to win because of the fact that we just didn't trust Joyce, and we knew he would get outboxed and hit thoroughly and beast up. And he did.
Yeah, he did.
But he did. So yeah, man. What for you, Flowz? It's like, as you agree, it's a very bad loss for Joe Joyce at this stage of his career.
Oh.
Do you think you should hang him up?
No.
Okay.
There's still fights out there. There's still
Wait,
matchups out there.
Wait, do you still want to see him fight AJ?
I wouldn't mind it. I know who's going to win, but at this point, I don't think that's going to be realistic. I think a fight you've earmarked before is
Wilder.
Yeah, Wilder.
Yeah.
Two washed up guys.
Yeah, I can't lie. That fight's going to be nasty though because Wilder's not going to throw punches. And yeah, I don't know about that one. But I said that when I thought Wilder had that instinct in him still, but Wilder's got no clear instinct left, bro. So
Joyce has no chin left.
So yeah, for the two main actors, reason I called for that fight have gone now, Flowz. Wilder's instinct's gone, and Joyce's chin is gone. So that fight to me is offering nothing now. I don't even want to see it no more.
Yeah, look, there's still fights out there for him. Look, Dubois rematch once. Dubois loses to AJ.
Bro, yeah, true. I was glad to say Dubois has moved so far ahead of him now.
Yeah.
But yes, the AJ fight. Yeah, I forgot about that.
There's rematch. There's people who might want to get their lick back. Parker,
maybe.
What's it?
Dylan White.
Dylan White needs a fight.
Well, he's calling for he called. Obviously, he wanted the winner straight away. He's called out Chisora, so he wants to. How funny is it that you've won? The first fight between them was White just about won. The second time he knocked him out. How funny is it? The guy you beat twice, you're now calling out for the first fight. It should be the other way around normally, but I think that might happen now. To be honest, because there'll be demand. That fight's gonna sell out, bro.
That's what I said last episode. Like, look, always, even if he's not retiring because there's these fights available to him. So, and there's fights available to Joyce. Look, a win puts you right back in the mix. I don't know who he beats really now without the chin. Without the chin, who does he beat?
Wilder, maybe.
Yeah,
Wilder.
Wilder.
I'll still back him to beat Wilder. I can't because Wilder doesn't throw punches no more. So yeah.
But Wilder should win. No chin Joyce. I'm sorry, Wilder. You got to do something there. A hittable, an unmissable Joyce.
Yeah, but Wilder doesn't even want to throw punches, man. Like Wilder's got zero confidence to even throw the hand. Bro, remember we said during the headlights, he's even scared to even throw the punch.
Yeah.
Right, so what? Yeah, what? Mentally, he's gone. He's gone. I think Wilder should retire now, to be honest. But I know Flowz wants to see some more punishment still. So
yeah, you better not go nowhere. Stay out there.
Flowz said, "I need to get my lick back for all those times where you pulled out the bag." Yeah. Fair enough. King Kong Ortiz for Joyce, maybe.
He's not retired, King Kong.
I don't even, bro. I was gonna ask you. I don't even know what he's doing. I don't know if he's retired, if he's out, if he's still. Yeah, I don't know.
Him and Wilder fought with the biggest bags of. Ortiz biggest
45 now. He hasn't fought since. He fought earlier this year. He's still going. He fought in Colombia this year. Some random Latino guy knocked him out in the first round. So yeah, Ortiz is still out there. So he's there.
Look, there's money in the division now. So these fights can be made on cards with other great fights, and I'll watch it. So no need to retire, Joyce. There's money to be made, and there's entertainment to be had.
But top level Flowz, that's it. right?
Yeah, he's not winning the title.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
Simple as that.
Almighty stinker from Joe Joyce, man. Almighty stinker. Damn. Chisora in 2024 is crazy.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Crazy. That's nuts, man.
Yeah, he's unfortunate as well. I'll give it, but like you said, the optics and what we saw, it's enough for it to be an L.
I'm sorry. Yeah, it's
enough.
Close.
It's
It's a L of massive proportions. I can't lie. If we did an award for Stinker of the Year, this to me is a shoo-in.
Yeah. Even if he won it, it's still an L. Even if it's still an L.
Because he was competitive with Chisora. Nuts.
Yeah.
And this is not me killing Chisora, but we've agreed this is a wash Chisora now, man. Chisora is old, man. And I've been calling for 5 fights ago for Chisora to retire, and he won't, which I know why. But yeah. Crazy. We'll have touched upon the undercard flows. Nice win for Dennis McCann, who was one of Queensbury's hopefuls, against Ayuna Baluta. This was actually a rematch. Their first fight, I don't know if you remember, Flo, I don't know if you watched it, it was a slugfest. So that ended up in a draw. So
it was a cut, wasn't it? A bad cut. It was a bad cut, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it was, yeah. I remember it being just back and forth, like just scrappy. Yeah. But obviously, McCann he fought since then. He had one fight, he won that fight, and then this is the rematch, obviously, with Baluta. I guess McCann was just looking to. I think he would have felt that he was the class apart anyways from that first fight, and it just didn't go his way that time. And he kind of got sucked into Baluta's sort of like slugfest kind of game. But this time, Flowz, he made sure to show from early, to be honest, Flowz, that he was levels above Baluta. And he won a 12-round, I think it was a 12-rounder. Comfortable 12-round decision, Flowz, where he looked good. He looked good to me, Flowz. Baluta was killing me because he was just, obviously, I think Baluta is a bit limited. So his best bet is to try and turn it into a scrap, into a dogfight. And the way he was just jumping in, and just jumping in head first, and McCann showing that he's a much better boxer in terms of, obviously, you make a mistake, you jump in like that. I'm good enough to use my footwork to step back and catch you as you're jumping in. And he was doing that all fight flows. I was really impressed with McCann's footwork in the fight flows. It showed, just levels above Baluta's. He was pivoting out of danger. He was, picking shots whilst on the back foot. Really, really good work from him. And yeah, man, it was comfortable, to be honest, Flowz. 1 or 2 times he did get sloppy and get caught, but I think at that point he was kind of well up ahead on the scorecards. He didn't really rate Baluta's power. So yeah, and his body work was also really good, Flowz. He was hurting Baluta to the body all fight.
Yeah, that's what impressed me as well.
His body work,
He was investing a lot to the body. He wasn't just headhunting because Baluta doesn't really put his guard up. He's more just wants the pressure and throw punches.
Bro, he was jumping in with low hands. It was crazy.
He was coming in. So it's very tempting to headhunt, but he was really slowing him down with the body punches, and you could see it sapping Baluta's.
He didn't like it
away. So
yeah,
he didn't enjoy it. So it was a good performance from Dennis McCann.
Dennis the Menace
to get that redemption after, well, not even redemption, but after the last time they fought, good to secure the win. So I will see how Queensbury moving now.
Yeah, because obviously he's got the European. He's only 23, Flowz, 17 fights. Still got some more growing to do, I guess. But he's got the European now, so I guess in a few fights they'll probably be looking at maybe potential title eliminators and challenging for some world honors. But he's on our list for a reason. I'm pretty sure he's on our prospect list. He's on that list for a reason, Flowz, because we see how talented he is and his potential. I do like what I see. He is one of my one of my more favoured up-and-coming British fighters. Just Queensbury keep doing what we're doing with him. And they might have a gem there, to be honest, Flowz. Flowz, let's quickly just move over to America because we've always got to find time to mention the GOAT, Clarissa Shields.
Wait, you don't want to talk about Moses Atoma's?
Oh yeah. Actually, thank you. Yes, actually, what my boy, Marius Wack. That's true. Yeah, man. Look, Atoma. we're both very high on Right Flows on this pod. And I guess the Wack fight was seen as a bit of a step up in competition because Wack is someone that he's Wack as in, no pun intended, Wack isn't good. But he's been in there with a lot of big names, been around for a long time, huge heavyweight, proper heavyweight. So yeah, it was intriguing to see how Atoma would deal with it. I had full confidence in Atoma dealing with him Flowz, but he smoked him. He really did smoke him. He battered him. I think he got him out of there in 2 rounds.
Yep.
I think the second, killed him, Flowz. Absolutely killed him from pillar to post. Looked levels above him. Wack is an old, stiff fighter, to be honest, Flowz, and he's another one that should be calling it a day soon. But he dispatched Wack better than a lot of other guys that we've seen, Flowz.
Everyone else, to be honest.
Dylan White and a bunch of other guys, he probably speaks to just how over the hill Marius Wack is, to be honest, Flowz. But still, you beat what's in front of you, and it was a nice name to have in your resume, Flowz, earlier into his career. I think he's 11 fights in, Atoma.
This is only his second year as a pro, right?
Yeah, it is, yeah. So they're moving him quite quickly, to be honest. Good, but if they keep moving him, he's not ready for, he's kind of a sleeper in terms of, obviously, we know who the main up-and-coming British heavyweights are. The, Wardleys, the Clarks, Adelai's, Fishers and whatnot. But we've said that I think Atoma for me is better than all of them, or has a potentially better than all of them. But the issue with him is he's still super young. He's 18, and he's still tiny. He's tiny for a heavyweight. And yeah, you see the difference with him versus Wack in terms of size, Flowz. Wack is a huge heavyweight, and he's a lot smaller. Like, he could be at bridgeweight, really. So there's no need to rush him in my eyes, Flowz. He's still got, I think, age a little bit, grow a bit more, get a bit bigger and whatnot, pause. But yeah, man, still super promising win. And listeners, get your stocks in early. Moses Atoma I think he's proper.
Yeah, sure.
But yeah, okay. On to Clarissa, who I think we mentioned last week briefly how she was moving up to another weight class, heavyweight, and she was challenging for the one of the women's heavyweight titles against Joyce Lepage. This fight was in Detroit, Michigan. Clarissa, man, she's doing Clarissa things, bro. I think she's now she's a 5-division champion, if I'm not mistaken, Flowz, which is just phenomenal. And she's only 27. People forget how young she's not even old. Clarissa's not even touching 30 yet.
Yeah.
But she just keeps completing different achievements in boxing, Flowz. What can we say? This, funny enough, similar to Baluta, Flowz, this opponent that Clarissa was fighting was killing me because she was just jumping in.
Yeah.
And Clarissa is such a good boxer that every time she jumped in, she ate 4, 5, 6 punch combination. She's getting pieced up. Carissa's killed this woman in 2 rounds, Flowz, and it was a battering in 2 rounds because this woman just kept jumping in, trying to apply pressure to someone that is clearly a superior boxer to them, superior footwork, superior hand speed, amazing counter puncher. So I can't lie, Flowz, it was easy work for Clarissa, and such easy work that she was even able to stop this woman. And Clarissa isn't really known for her, stopping of opponents, but she's dropped her for the first time. I think she dropped her 3 times, Flowz. Yeah. So it was real cooking. Real cooking. But shout out to the GOAT, man. That's what she does.
Yeah, impressive. People saying maybe she's at a more natural weight, a more walking around weight, so her power is with her now. But like I say, it's probably just because this opponent was rushing in and but maybe there is a bit more power behind the GOAT's punches now at this weight. But she can do what she wants in women's division, man. She's legit the GOAT. Legit. Flowz,
she can retire now, to be honest. I'm not saying she should, but I'm saying she can, because what is left for her to complete?
Yeah, it's her world right now. She's doing what she wants. And you know what? It's fair to say that Clarissa Shields, with her achievements, is an all-time in boxing, period. Like,
facts.
Take out the all-time in boxing, period.
Facts. Yep.
Like, in terms of dominance, achievements, all of that.
Flowz, she's so dominant that, to me, I can never call I don't care about weight classes at this point. Unless you beat Clarissa Shields, you're never gonna be the best women's boxer. To me, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? To me, I cannot call you the best women's boxer unless you go through Clarissa Shields and beat her.
Yeah.
I don't care about weight classes and whatnot. She's the best, period. And there's no other female on this planet that can touch her and it's better than her. Yeah. If you're happy to prove it, if you beat her, to me, you'd be the best. But yeah, until then,
and even then,
until she stays active, and even if she until she loses, there's no one better than her. That's it. They go on. Even then, what?
Like even if she does lose, that doesn't erase everything she's done. Like
no, of course not. Yeah,
the achievements speak for themselves.
Bro.
It's undeniable at this point. I guess you could say, boxing. She's not even had 20 fights really, and she's already cleaned up the sport. And maybe you could question knockouts, but she's winning everything, every type of way. It's too easy for her. Yeah, she went over to MMA.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's too easy for her. All timer, man. She could just keep doing what you do. Keep beating people. Keep winning. Run up the records. That's my advice. So run up the record and cement yourself in history, because you already are cemented in history. But at this point, maybe someone in the future can come and maybe top you. Right now, make a legacy that's untouchable. I get what you mean.
So run it up so that no one can even get close to your record. Yeah, I hear that. Yeah.
Run it up.
And she probably will. She's that type of person. But her at heavyweight, but her at heavyweight now, Flowz, kind of just shows again how far away and far-fetched that Baumgartner potential fight was, because they're just not even close apart in weight, man. Like you said, heavyweight's probably more natural to her. It's probably her walk-around weight. Yeah, man, that Baumgartner fight, it's just too unrealistic, man. From a weight division perspective, it's just way too unrealistic. Chris is way bigger than this girl, so yeah, they've kind of stopped drawing at each other now, anyways. For now, so yeah, we'll see. Probably pick up at some point, but yeah, we'll see. Dope, Flowz. Cool. So excited to do this. I want to head over to this coming week, Flowz, where we have a wonderful card, courtesy of His Excellency. We have to give thanks to His Excellency Turki Al Sheikh. Riyadh season, the first one outside of Saudi Arabia. Saturday, August the 3rd. We are going to be treated to a wonderful card, headlined by Mr. Terence Crawford, who is, by general consensus, Flowz, the best boxer in the world, to be honest. Probably, it's hard to argue against him. Male boxer, I mean. But yeah, he is fighting. We know he's been up to 154, and he's facing Israel Madrimov, the Uzbek champion. He's currently WBA world, 154-pound champion. This card is brilliant from start to finish. I think obviously we can run through it, but I guess it's fair to start with the main event, or do you want to go from the bottom up?
Let's start with the main event.
Okay. Very interesting fight, Flowz. And funny enough, I've seen from a lot of boxing circles say, actually, Flowz, that they think this is going to be Terence Buds Crawford's hardest fight to date in his career. I can understand why they're saying that, Flowz. Madrimov is very good. I do rate him a lot, Flowz. I think he's very, very good. Obviously, more of a natural 154-pounder than Bud. Very athletic, good speed and footwork as well, and seems to have pop to his punches too. He's got the good IQ, obviously that Eastern European sort of education for us. So we know IQ-wise he'd be good and strong as well. So yes, that does potentially signal maybe potential problems for Bud. So I can see why some people are commentators, some boxing heads are saying that they think it's going to be Bud's hardest fight. And funny enough, Flowz, I welcome that, because maybe I've still got a bad taste in my mouth from the Spence victory, Flowz, because that was meant to be an all-time competitive back and forth scrap, and it was such one-way traffic. I'm just thinking, wow, why is this guy so good that he's made an amazing fighter in Errol look like a joke, man? So I'm actually for the idea of Bud getting tested, Flowz, for real. I think the most tested we've seen Bud was against Mean Machine, to be honest, Flowz. I think that's his hardest fight, Mean Machine.
Yeah.
And Who else? Who else would you say?
No,
Was
the reason why
Oh.
I do that is because I think Bud intentionally made it hard for himself that fight. I think the chip on his shoulder, he was like, "Buddy, if this is how you want to do it, let's go."
Yeah.
Because he refused to change stance. Well, he fought that whole fight
Yeah.
in
Yes, he
Southwood,
did.
didn't he?
Yeah. Yep.
And I'm sure his corner will tell him to change back, and he weren't listening. He was standing there training with him and fighting.
Yep.
That's what I think he made it hard. But yes, on paper, from what we saw, that's the fight that gave him the most trouble, maybe. Yeah.
Whereas Bud has kind of walked through every single opponent comfortably. I mean, Sean put up resistance, but again, that was chip on the shoulder. Bud, actually, I felt like could have ended that whenever he wanted, which he did. When he found out that I think he found out he was down or something.
Yeah.
That's when he went nuts. Yeah. So that to me tells me that Bud could have done that earlier, but he was just remember in that fight, folks, he was laughing, he was joking around, while Sean Porter was Bud was laughing. So look, man, Bud is so good that he'd be making these fights look so easy. Guys that we think, oh, he will test him, he will test him. It's easy for him. And the one time we saw him fully focused throughout an entire fight, because Bud switches off.
Yeah.
He does. He plays around. Bud plays around. The one time we saw him focus, Flowz, from round 1 to whenever, was against Spence. He gave Spence that respect, as he should. And he killed him. Absolutely killed him, Flowz. So I'm here for Bud getting tested, Flowz, against top-level opposition. He can't be walking through all these elite guys, Flowz. We know he's a bit of an alien, to be honest, Flowz. Bud is an alien. But I do want to see him testing his career at least. Right, Flowz? So I'm actually hoping Madrimov, and I think Madrimov can do that, Flowz. That being said, Flowz, I'm still pulling for a Bud win here. I believe in Bud and his greatness.
Yeah.
And he's just so good, Flowz, that it's hard to see weakness with Bud. I'll be so real, Flowz. It's hard to see something that, it's look, apart, unless he switches off or he takes the piss.
Yeah.
It's very hard to find any weaknesses to his game, Flowz. And I am here for Terence Bud Crawford's greatness, Flowz. I think he's amazing. Been a fan from day. I had to pick a side against Spence, but Bud has also been my guy from day one, Flowz. So I want him to go on and make history. And that history, as we know, Flowz, is becoming undisputed in a third weight class, which we know has never been done in the men's game, ever. And he said he's about chasing legacy now, / Canelo, but legacy. So I want him to chase that legacy of become undisputed in this heavyweight, in this light heavyweight division. No, sorry, junior middleweight division. Yeah, or super welterweight division, yeah. And to do that, he has to beat this Madrimov. But I hope he's not taking him for a joke. Madrimov is serious. Like, he's really good, Flowz.
It's not an easy fight to take. Look, I think Crawford knows boxing as well. He doesn't sleep on these fighters. He might take the piss in there at certain points. He might be lax early on, but he does make the adjustments that need to be made.
Yes.
He's got the IQ to. He'll make the adjustments. We've seen him in IQ battles early on with Kell Brook. It looked like a technical, high IQ fight until he got Kell Brook out of it. Made the adjustments quick about it. But however long it lasts, the first 3-4 rounds, Kell Brook looked sharp. He looked sharp.
Yeah, he did. He looked like his old self. Yeah.
Got him one out the way. Spence, you saw him looking sharp. So he could do what he needs to do. Madrimov is a tough fight to step up, weight to take on. It's a tough fight, but skill-wise, Crawford's a different beast, and he might even stop Madrimov late on.
I definitely expect him to make the adjustments, Flowz. I think it would be a typical Bud performance where it might be competitive the first couple of rounds before Bud does what he does, downloads the data, figures him out.
He might be in trouble in portions.
Yeah, because look, Madrimov is very athletic, very, very athletic. He's not a slouch. He's strong as well. Similar size to Bud, to be fair, but Bud's got that insane reach on everyone. That 74-inch reach. Madrimov is more of a 68, so Bud can fight this on the outside nicely. To be honest, I might even argue that Bud's actually, out of all the champions at 154, Bud's gone for the hardest one. If I look at Fundora's got 2 of the belts.
Forgot.
Obviously, we know Fundora was losing to Tim Tszyu up until that cut. But not to shape, I like Fundora, but I don't think he's as strong as Madrimov. And then there's another IBF guy, Bakram Murtazaliev. I don't know this guy, but he's undefeated Russian, 22 fights, 16 wins. He's quite tall, 6 foot. He beat Cool K earlier this year, knocked him out in Germany. So he's the other champion, but I'm not too familiar with him too much. But yeah, out of all of them, if we're talking Madrimov and Fundora, I definitely think Madrimov is a tougher test. So credit to Bud, as you said, Flowz, to go from Spence straight to this title type opportunity. He really is about the legacy right now, chasing greatness. And I really hope he can pull it off, man. And it's sick, man. Since the Spence fight, Flowz, we've seen Bud's profile has just skyrocketed, hasn't it? Like,
For sure.
you see him doing all the media runs. You know, he's well known on social media now. It's really good to see, because I've said it before, Flowz. Bud's kind of been wanting that respect for a long, long time. And he should have had it time ago. Obviously, maybe bad promo and whatnot. But it's good to see him getting that now, Flowz. He deserves it. And him being a free agent is good as well. You see, Flowz, he went from PBC now to now he's fighting on match, so it's good. Free agency sometimes helps, man.
Yeah, about time.
I'm guessing you pulling for a Bud win as well. You think Bud's going to win? That's a prediction as well, yeah?
Yeah. I think he'll have a bit of trouble early on.
Yeah.
But he'll make the adjustments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think this will be his hardest fight, Flowz?
I can't say. Okay. Once again, it's just because it depends on how Bud turns up. If it's chip on his shoulder, Bud, he can make it the hardest fight. He can make it easy. Because look, David Avanesyan was catching him, but he got him out of there. Like he might play around for a few minutes or not rate the opponent at certain points. If Madrimov, I think Madrimov will bring it out of him. Like, it won't be an easy touch.
Yeah.
But it's just how focused Bud wants to be. It's as simple as that.
That makes sense. Yeah. Cool. All right. Nice, Flowz. But yeah, so as we said, Flowz, the card is stacked from top to bottom. Every fight's worth watching. The next fight we have on the bill, Flowz, is your boy, Isaac Cruz, who is defending his WBA super lightweight title, his 140-pound title against Jose Valenzuela. Valenzuela, for the listeners, he recently knocked out Chris Colbert, which was a rematch of their first one, their first fight. Remember? Their first fight, which I actually think that he should have won, but they gave it to Colbert. But yeah, he got the rematch and he stopped Colbert. So yeah, he's now challenging Isaac Cruz for the title, Flowz. The only losses on Valenzuela's career, he's had 2 losses. He lost to Edwin Dos Santos, the guy that Shakur fought. He got stopped by him. And then obviously the Chris Colbert loss as well. But yeah, Flowz. Obviously, we've spoken a lot about Isaac Cruz and our thoughts on him and him just not being the best. I might check the odds on this one, Flowz, because if the odds are nice for Valenzuela, I might put something on there for him still. Because I don't rate Isaac Cruz like that. I don't rate Isaac Cruz like that. I'm not a massive fan of Valenzuela. Like, I don't really care for Valenzuela like that either, but it's just more my Isaac Cruz dislike. Let me not say dislike, but it's just what they tried to do with Isaac Cruz and how they tried to big him up and whatnot. Bro's not that good. He's not that good. Standard pressure fighter. That's it. But yeah, they talk as if he's the boogeyman when he's not.
They've just all they've done is hype him up like he's a good fighter. But no, he's a good fighter. I won't say he's dead. He's better than a lot. He's better than Rolly. He's better than a lot of these men. He's a top 10 fighter, maybe. Actually, with that division stacked, is he a top 10 in that division? Maybe
I don't know, Flowz. I don't know.
Maybe not. With that division stacked, I forgot what division they're in. They're the serious division there. But he's a champion. He's got a belt. He's a good fighter. I won't say he's whack. They just overhyped him a lot. Now is Valenzuela the guy to beat him? Maybe.
Possibly not. Well, maybe.
But I doubt it. I won't say for certain. But there's other man in that division who was certainly beat Isaac Cruz. 100%. That's what I do.
And Flowz, let's not cap the reason they've bigged him up as well. Obviously, was pre-Tank because of the fact that he's a Tank opponent, but also the fact that he survived against Tank, and the fact that Tank didn't knock him out. But as we know, Tank had one hand. So because the story of the fight was, Isaac Cruz is putting loads of pressure on Tank, Tank's struggling, they've used that to gas him up. And as we said, we never ran out for Isaac Cruz, Flowz. he comes through this at some point. He's going to see Tank again for the title, and they'll say, "Yeah, Tank is now a 4-division title." You know, we already know what's going to go on with that. So yeah, but yeah, that fight, Venezuela could win. He might not win, but as you said, Flowz, as you summed up, he said Cruz isn't the best. He's not the top 3 in that division for sure, or top 4. But yeah, good fighter.
It's the way he killed Rolly.
Yeah, we said he's destroying Rolly. We said that Rolly is That was a given. Like
he is an exciting fighter. He said Cruz. When it depends on the style of fight he's fighting, because people can make him look bad,
average. Yeah.
But if what the knockouts he has, he's got some really good knockouts. Pressure fighter, hits hard. You can see the appeal.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
He's just not as good as what PBC were trying to
do. Nasty work. Nasty work from PBC, by the way. Yeah. Nasty work. All right then, Flowz. I'm intrigued to hear your thoughts on this one. And Andy Ruiz Jr. against another one of your boys, Jarrell Miller. You called for Miller to stay within boxing, Flowz. Here he is.
Yeah.
Up against the destroyer, Andy Cruz, who let me just say, Flowz, we haven't seen Andy Cruz for 2 years. This is his first fight in 2022. Yeah, bro. The last fight, I believe, was against was it not King Kong Ortiz?
That's crazy. So
let me check.
Where's he been?
Remember, he was chasing the AJ fights and the Wilder fight, remember?
He's been dealing with his wife issues and stuff, I swear.
Yeah. Wife issues, but also he was doing a bunch of Instagram call-outs to Wilder and AJ and stuff like that. Yeah, his last fight, September 4th, 2022, Luis Ortiz. That's when we last saw Andy Ruiz. Look, bro, he's been, if I'm looking at Ruiz's timeline, yeah, he's been woefully inactive, bro. Woefully inactive. So he fought AJ twice in 2019, as we know. But then, Flowz, he didn't fight again until 2021.
Mm-hmm.
And that was Chris Arreola. And then it took another year. He dropped him. I knew you would drop that as well.
Look at that. Chris Arreola?
Flowz, you're nasty. You know? I knew you would say that as well. He dropped him. Yeah, he did drop him. Chris Arreola did drop him, yes. So Flowz, yeah, we haven't seen, he's been very inactive, Flowz. Whereas on the contrary, Jarrell Miller's been kind of active. So since his return from his ban. So Flowz, this is an interesting fight to call. But I do think Andy Ruiz will piece up Jarrell Miller, to be honest. Miller, we know, is a sitting target, walking target. Kind of like Joe Joyce. Will kind of pod forward, walking target. However, what I do know is Jarrell Miller is very durable, Flowz. Very, very durable. So I actually don't think Andy Ruiz will get him out of there. I actually don't think he'll get him out unless it's a serious barrage of punches like Dubois did, and serious fatigue contributes to it. But even with the Dubois stoppage, Flowz, it was on Miller being stupid. He actually invited Dubois to come in and hit him. He didn't put his hands up. He couldn't survive. So yeah. But the unknown quantity here for me, Flowz, is obviously the fact that Andy Ruiz has been out the ring for 2 years. I don't know what shape he's gonna come in. I don't know how he's gonna look. So Flowz, it's a bit of a I don't know, man. I think Andy Ruiz should have the ability to easily piece up Jarrell Miller, but because I don't really rate Miller as a boxer, as you know, Flowz. But I don't know what version of Andy Ruiz we're getting, to be honest. I'll be sorry.
This might be a loser retires match, a legit loser retires match.
Wow. Wow.
Andy Ruiz. Let me see that video. I don't know if it's actually Andy Ruiz. Back in Glizzy's.
Wait, yo. Nah. Wait, what video is this? It can't be him. Surely not.
Jarrell Miller's recorded it. That's what's funny. And he said, look at this guy. I can't let this guy beat me. Look at me eating Glizzy's.
No, but Jarrell, that's cheeky because you're heavier than this guy. So that's cheeky.
Look, if Andy Ruiz is fought twice in 5 years.
Bro, it's a mess.
And ever since he got that AJ bag, he's showed no real interest in training. He got in super shape at one point, didn't he?
He did, yeah.
He got in super shape.
Wait. He hooked up with, what's his name? Canelo's guy.
Yeah, Eddie Reynoso.
Remember, he was in their camp. Yeah.
I don't think he's there anymore.
No, he's not.
Okay, he's not.
Look, we know them man only want serious guys because when they dashed out Ryan Garcia as well.
I don't think Andy Ruiz is serious. I don't think he's serious. I think Jarrell Miller is more serious than him. But there's no reason why you've only fought twice in 5 years.
So yeah. twice in 4 or 5 years
Is it
is
four?
mad.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
crazy. And if you lose, you have to retire then.
Wow. Because I remember at one point, obviously after the Ortiz fight, I remember he was on the social media thing. He was calling out Wilder. The Wilder fight. Remember we discussed this, that they were both waiting for the AJ lottery.
Yes.
So they were both waiting for AJ lottery, which is why we didn't. Because they were, I think they were ordered to fight.
Yeah.
Or they
were to fight each other.
PBC tried to make that matchup as well, and apparently they couldn't come to terms. They couldn't come to an agreement. And we said it's because they're both waiting on AJ because they know the AJ payout is going to be supreme. Funny stuff is now, Flowz, Wilder's never going to see AJ now, and Andy Ruiz is probably so far removed from AJ as well. So see where you strike while the iron's hot. If they fought each other, then that would have maybe promoted an AJ fight at some point. But yeah, so he's been waiting, I think, for the big fights, and I guess maybe he can use Riyadh season as a springboard to those bigger fights because he's kind of a bit of a forgotten man, right, Flowz? But yeah, I don't know. It's hard for me to call in the sense that obviously 2 years out, I don't know what you're going to be on. I really don't.
Yeah.
And I remember against Ortiz fight, Flowz. He won the fight, yes, but he wasn't that impressive to me. He dropped Ortiz a bunch of times, but Ortiz was outboxing him for quite a lot of the fight up until obviously the drops and whatnot. I watched that fight. I was thinking Ortiz actually is boxing quite nice. But then Ortiz will get caught. Obviously, we know he's got ridiculously fast hands, Andy Ruiz, and so Ortiz got dropped a couple of times, but Ruiz wasn't impressive to me. So if I'm going off that, boy. But fortunately, he's against someone that is a sitting target or walking target in Jerome Miller, Flowz. So I do expect him to get those fast hands off because Jerome Miller isn't the best boxer to me, Flowz. And he's a bit like Joyce in terms that he plods forward. He has a high guard, but there's not much head movement there. You know what I mean? So
I expect Jerome Miller to be in better shape than he was against Dubois.
Boy,
that
he
was
better
on
be.
Short notice. I'm gonna let him off. That fight he took that fight on short notice. The bag was too good not to take it.
Yeah.
This one has been known for a while now, so he better come in better shape. He didn't see his typical engine that last fight. Who knows why? I'm not saying.
Who knows why? Hey, plead the fifth.
Who knows why? So we'll see this fight if the engine's back. They're boys. We'll see how it goes, and we'll see how Andy Ruiz looks as well. I can't even call this one because.
Yeah, I can't, bro. Okay, I'm gonna stick my neck out. I'm gonna go with Ruiz win, but I don't think he'll stop him. I'll go with Ruiz win though. I'll go with Ruiz win. Yeah.
I won't be surprised if Ruiz loses.
Yeah.
He should win. He should win. Is the truth. He's a better boxer. He's fought at a better level.
Yeah.
But inactivity and
just killer
mentality.
AJ win really changed his life, man. Man got the bust down. Bro, he did the
Instagram post after that.
He never took the bust downs off. The watch, the big chain. He had 2 or 3 big chains. The houses, the cars. Yeah, man. Shout out to AJ, man. Changed that brother's life. Man.
Boxing was a thing of the past after that one.
Too funny, man. Too funny. All right, cool. Moving on down. Flowz, you got another one of your boys. Another heavyweight scrap. Another big baby Anderson versus Martin Bakole. Now, Flowz, I know you have a lot to say on this one, or something to say. So I'm going to defer to you for starters, Flowz. What are your thoughts on this matchup here? Big baby Anderson versus Martin Bakole.
I'm going to throw it out there again.
Flowz, don't do it. Big
baby Anderson, if you lose, retire. If you lose, get the hell out of the sport. Go.
Flowz, what the hell, man?
Get out.
His first loss.
He doesn't want to be in the sport.
Nah, Flowz, come on, dog.
Get out of the sport. If you lose this one, it's a wrap.
How can you say it's a wrap? No, Flowz, nah, this is egregious. How can you say it's a wrap? How can you say it's a wrap? Because Bakole is actually a very good opponent, a hard opponent to face.
That's fine.
A boogeyman.
From his own mouth, he says he doesn't want to be around the sport for too long. I'm sure he said he wants to be retired by 30 or even before then.
He did. Yeah.
I'm sure he said I want to say 28, but that might be wrong. This guy says boxing doesn't make him. He doesn't have to be a world champion. He wants to retire soon. He was crying that the pressure's too much. I'm only 20. A bunch of charges. In fact, I'm not even going to say it. I'm going to take it back. If he loses, he might retire himself. Because I don't think his heart's in it. And look, we've seen him get touched up. And Bakoli's there to touch people up.
No, it's a tough
Talent-wise,
yes,
he should be beating a Bakoli. Talent-wise, but mentality-wise and defensive sharpness that we've not seen, he better be focused for this guy. He better be focused for Bakoli.
Nah, of course. You're going to be watching this keenly, I can tell. This might be a hate watch for you.
It's not even a hate watch. It's a chance to prove to me that you're serious.
Yeah, Flowz, this is a tough fight for my man. I rate Jared Anderson. I think talent-wise, he's super talented. Probably the best, like, talent-wise up-and-comer that we have, that there is right now. But Cody's long, man.
Yep.
Long to deal with. He's what Big Baby Miller probably should have been. In terms of Flowz, he's massive. Apart from Big Baby Miller, I think he's probably the biggest heavyweight out there, Bakoli, in terms of size, Flowz, weight. Actually has a legit engine, which so far seems to be legit. Not to say anything with Miller, I don't know about Miller, but Bakoli's engine, pressure fighter, throws bare punches, and he can bang as well. Flowz, if Anderson's not prepared, Flowz, he's getting knocked out. I'll be so real. As in, he's getting, like, honestly, someone like Bakoli, Flowz, is a serious banana skin for anyone. And Bakoli's been going around making statements. He's on a tour of, beating people up and making statements. He's there saying, he's been overlooked. People are scared to fight him. He's saying he's the boogeyman because, people are ducking him. Bro, he's going to come to make, as you said, Flowz, he's going to be focused. He's He's coming to make a statement. Yep. So, Big Baby Anderson.
Preparation, bro.
Yeah.
Because from what I'm seeing from Baby Anderson in the recent year or so, last 2 years, this guy doesn't seem too focused. He doesn't seem to care too much.
Look, Twitter shenanigans with guys who are way lower weight classes than you. I think we've been arrested once or twice. I think Flowz twice. Just
beefing fans on Twitter.
Yeah, man. It's just I don't want to see none of that. I can't lie, man. I can't afford to. You can't afford to struggle. No, you can't afford to do that. No.
I can't imagine he watches film. I can't imagine he's taking Bakoli too seriously.
Yeah.
And it will show. It will show. If he please. In fact, I'm not even going to plead with you because if you don't care, why should I care? If you don't care, why should I care? So it's on you, Big Baby. Show us. Because in fact, if you do lose, don't retire. In fact, I'm already taking that statement back. I'm taking that statement back.
Thank you, because that's crazy.
I've taken that statement back. But who knows? He might do, because he doesn't seem like he cares too tough about the sport. So yeah, this is an interesting fight. It's a crossroads fight.
So Flowz, prediction then, because this is hard for me to call. I can't lie. This is very hard for me to call.
Yeah, Bakoli still.
Fair.
Fair.
Bakoli.
Upset. Okay. Yeah.
Look, bro, it's not even that big of an upset. Bakoli's really good. Bakoli's really hard to deal with. And he's been going on a bit of a tear. And I just think he's a long night's work to deal with. But Jared Anderson definitely has the ability to beat him, Flowz. He does. Definitely has the ability. He has to be switched on for an entire fight, Flowz, because again, he can switch off. He can't afford to switch off against Bakoli. I don't think he can. But he can. I think he definitely uses speed and movement to outmaneuver Bakoli, because Bakoli comes with considerable bulk, and my man should be a lot more mobile than him, Flowz. So use that. But I feel like Bakoli's going to apply so much pressure, man, that I can even see a scenario where Anderson folds, Flowz, and quits. I wouldn't be surprised. I can't lie. That scenario is prominent in my head right now, that he's going to quit. And I hope not, because I really like this guy. I've actually defended this guy, I want him to do well. So I think he's got a lot of potential. If he quits Flowz, then I think, I'll be on board with him until I don't want to see you again.
We're starting the next episode with him immediately on him. Does that.
But forget everything else. We'll go straight to Jared.
We'll get straight to if he does that, yikes.
Yeah, questions have to be asked. because you can bounce back from quitting. Dubois done it multiple times. But, yeah. Let's get that in there. You get me? You can bounce back from quitting. Dubois done it multiple times.
Yeah, that's true. You can.
So you can bounce back from quitting, but it's still not nice to see. And those quitting allegations will always be on your head top. Always, people still call Dubois a quitter. So, yeah, man, very intriguing fight for me, Flowz. But actually, a fight that I'm probably looking forward. Bar the main event, Flowz. I'm looking forward to this fight the most. I'll be so real. Bar the main event. Because it's a big crossroads fight for both of these guys can really announce themselves, Flowz, as the next contender for sure, or the next guy up. Because Hrgović got out of the way. Dubois had a great ascent, but he's now at the top of the mountain. We're looking for the next guy up, really, because Wilder's gone. Dylan White is Dylan White, so Joe Joyce is now gone. So yeah, man, who's next? Who's next?
Yeah. Sure.
2 more fights in the card, Flowz. David Morrell versus Kalajic. Obviously, Morrell was someone that we've mentioned before many times on the pod. This is for the WBA light heavyweight title. Morrell's a Cuban fighter who is very, very talented. Someone I like a lot. 10 fights, 9 wins by KO. This should be a good fight. His opponent is a guy who's had quite a lot of fights, actually. 29 fights, 21 wins by KO, 2 losses. He lost to Peterbiev in 2019, and he lost to Marcus Brown in 2016. So he's lost to the best, I guess. He's got guys like Sullivan Barrera on his card, on his resume. Mickey Ellison. I'm just trying to figure if I can see any other names I recognize. Those are the main 2, to be honest. But yeah, should be a good fight for Morrell. I expect him to come through that as well, Flowz. And lastly, we have Andy Cruz versus Antonio Moran. That's for a bunch of minor belts, international belts, and Latin America belts and stuff. Obviously, Madrimov moving Andy Cruz as quickly as possible. Obviously, he has that extensive amateur background, so this will be his full fight. But yeah, good fighter, Flowz, but he's still in the infancy of his pro career. But they're moving him quickly, as we know.
Yeah.
There's incentive there for other fighters at 135, isn't he? He's 135, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm sure Kishore might have something to say about that one. But all in all, Flowz, another look. I think hats off to Turkey again, Flowz. Great card. Yeah. Really stacked card, Flowz. They're not missing with these Riyadh seasons, I can't lie.
Yeah, great card. Great card from top to bottom.
Yeah. I look forward to it, Flowz. But I think that's the roundup, Flowz. I think we can leave it there. Unless you got anything else to add, bro. Let's call it a day there.
So, yeah.
Cool. All right, well. Man. Yeah, man. Can't wait. But this has been episode 206 of the SZN Podcast. Once again, I'm your boy Kam.
I'm your boy Flowz.
And you know where to find us, listeners. Peace.
You taking a strap? I'm strapped up.
What was that about?
Let's make the fight happen. We strapped the fuck up.